Hello everybody, welcome to this new format I've come up with. I call it building time, and today we are going to build flap cards. Flap cards are this gimmick, damn it, this gimmick where you can make a card, boom, change into another without even touching it, and the secret behind it is just simply you build a card which flaps and has some string in it, which will automatically change the card. And that's what we're going to build today. And yeah, I have decided to make some building tutorials and I hope you will enjoy them. And let's get started. So what you need in order to build this, today we are going to build a flap card that will change the faces of the cards. So yeah, we're going to change ace of diamonds into an ace of spades with a flap. So you will need a duplicate ace of diamonds and an ace of spades, and that's all of the cards you need. You need also one trash card, as you will see later on, to score cards, but you will see that later on. Then you will need a sharp cutting knife. If you're not old enough, please ask your parents for assistance, because these are really sharp and you can really hurt yourself using these. Also, you will need a glue stick, just that regular glue stick everyone has. You will need some super glue. You will need some string, which is elastic. So elastic string, I really recommend buying Prim elastics. You can find these on Amazon, but I will put a link into the description for this thread. It will last you a lifetime and it's not even that expensive. And you can make like tons of these cards and other cool gimmicks. And you will also need a needle. And that's basically it. So let's get started into building this. And start with our cards. So what we want this to look like, basically, is like, oh damn it, like this. So we have the ace of spades on top. And then it's gonna flap over into the ace of diamonds like this. So first we want to glue this to this, and therefore we're going to split the cards. And now I'm going to teach you how to split cards. So basically to turn them into two, that they are not as thick in the end. So what I always do, I tap them gently like this on the corner so it bends a little bit. And then I use my fingernails to peel off that top layer of the cards gently. Really take care and take your time, because you might destroy something otherwise. And then what you're gonna do is place the card you wanna keep. So we wanna keep the face. Place it down. What I do is I put my finger really in there, like that, and then just pull gently, slowly, but surely to not destroy anything. All right, just like that. So that we're half split now, and then we'll keep going gently. And if you're here and you're not done, you're not supposed to pull it like roughly. Just keep going gently, because otherwise you might destroy it, and we don't want that to happen. So always adjust your hand to where you are currently at, so that you're as close to the ripping point as possible. Gently, and then you pull off the end. Bam, finished. So now we have a face, ace of spades. Yeah, just split like that perfectly. So all right, this we don't need this anymore. You might use it for another gimmick, but we don't need it in this one. So what we're now going to do is do the same with the ace of diamonds, but if we only take this layer, then the card will get a little bit soft. So the card is made out of 3 layers, if you don't know. That the face layer, a middle cardboard layer, which is a little bit thicker, and then the bottom top layer. So what we're trying to do now with the ace of diamonds is split it, but split it in a way which we have the middle layer with it, so the cardboard layer. So therefore, I'm gonna tap it a little bit on the ground, just like that, and then pull off this layer. So we have 2 layers on that cardboard. So I'm gonna do that really fast, and then I'm gonna come back to you. All right, so what I've done here, it's a little bit messed up. I've messed up a little bit, but that is not really as bad because we're gonna stick this on here anyway, so you won't see it as much, but then it has a regular card thickness and it's not as thick as flap cards sometimes are. The last card, we can leave it like that, that's fine. And now we are going to stick this card on here, and we're gonna do that with some glue. So get out your glue sticks, fam. Let's glue this on. Yeah, so really go hard on that. So really get into these corners and on the edges. Can't really use too much glue here. So yeah, that's good. Perfect. All right, and then we're gonna stick it edge on edge perfectly so that it fits really good. Nice. All right. We're just gonna push all the excess off. And now we have a 2-faced card. If you have something like this lying around already, or you got this in a gimmick pack or anything else, you can use your 2-faced card that you got printed. You can use those, obviously, and it will be a little bit prettier than this, but yeah, this works just as well if you just have regular playing card decks and you don't have these fancy two-faced cards lying around at home. Yeah, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna line this up perfectly like that, and then we're gonna score this card so it bends. All right, so what I've built therefore is this, which is just a playing card, perfectly bent in half. We're gonna place that on here, and I've also got this little tape which holds it in place while we score, and now we have the perfect middle of the card. All right, just like that. And what you're gonna do now is take your knife or get a parent to do that for you, and then just score. Don't cut, score, so gently score down the middle of this card, just like that. And now you can see, if we remove this tape really quick, perfect, you can see that you can bend it like perfectly in half, and that's a perfect score right there, just like that. All right, so next step is gluing this perfectly on here so that we have it perfectly centered and it doesn't stick off like that. Also, this is going to be our activated side, and this is going to be our released side. All right, just remember that for later. I will explain why. So what we're going to do now is stick it on here, and therefore we're going to again use our glue. I will now place this on here quickly. Also, don't rush as I do, just take your time, make it look good, so you really have a perfect flap card, and not mine will probably not be as perfect, but I'm rushing a little bit so you don't have to watch a 30-minute tutorial. Alright, so stick it on here, just like that. Perfectly in half so you can see everything, and then just hold down, and I always do a little bit of pressure so the glue holds better. Alright, perfectly. So what we're now gonna do is the threading part, which is my favorite. So basically you want to grab your needle, and then just, you have your flap here, go on to the release side and put holes through here, right about at the corner. You can do it on like the little thingy here, you can see that. You can do it on here so you don't see the thread as much, but the thread is white, so I do it just next to it. And then just puncture this card. Take care to not puncture your fingers, might happen. And I just stick the needle right through, just like that. Make a little bit of space, and now we have our first hole. And now we're gonna set our second hole on top, like here. Perfectly through both cards, just like that. Alright, so now we have our two holes which are lined up, like that. And what we're gonna do next is threading. So get out your prim elastic thread and cut off a little bit. I'm gonna do it with this knife quickly, just like that. Cut off a little bit of your elastic thread. What you then want to do is turn your card around, go in through here, alright, pull through, then go out here on the other hole. Also, I would suggest you use not as such a big needle as I did, because now my holes are really big and you might be able to see them. So yeah, use a little bit smaller needle for that. Might be helpful. So then you really go on tension here. Don't know if you can see it as good, but I've now threaded through. Go on tension, pull over, and I always grab it then like this, with the thread still in my hand. Grab it like this, and I'll try to get a close-up for you. There are two threads, alright? And we're gonna now get out our super glue, and then basically super glue those two threads. Right, I lost one. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, tension, and then super glue right on the thread. Not too much, alright? Don't get too much super glue, otherwise your card will get really soft and not good. So yeah, hold tension. Super glue will do its job. Don't touch it. Again, if you're not old enough, please get a parent to do this part. And there you have it. You super glued your string onto here, and now you have this excess string, which is here. I don't know if you can see it. It's really invisible, which is really good for those flap cards while performing. Now you're going to cut off the excess string like that. Now we still have a little bit of excess. You can use scissors for that. Might be better than what I'm doing. Alright. Yeah. Cut off these excess bits. And now you are ready to perform. So you can now go like here and then flap your card back. Alright. So yeah, you can pull on tension and then boom, flap your card to another one. And also from the back it looks, as you can see, you don't see anything fishy going on. So if you're on a stage performing, I won't do this too close, like really close and shove it into their face and then boom. I won't do that because they might spot the thread or the holes in my case, because I made them really big. But if you do it on a stage performance, no one will ever really spot these. Yeah, and now there are a little bit, some tiny little tips I can give you on how to make your card even better, because you might notice this gap that you have right here when on the released side. You can fix that either by just bending the ends a little bit, so it will be a little bit more closed, but if you open and release, you will still have that gap. And what I do to fix that, what I did on this card is I used some magnets, and as you can see it holds it really shut. So I basically glued down a magnet here and also here, oh wait, here, alright, so right there and right there. And then I cut off a similar card to the Jack of Spades, and you might be able to spot it. Yeah, I cut off a round circle like this and then just glued it over the magnet so you can't see the magnet. Same on this side. And then your card really holds shut, and yeah, it works really great with this magnet. Also what you can do, oh Jesus, if you do it on like back color design, or even, well, you can't see it really on these with these designs, but what you might find is when you bend this card that you have some white lines going through, but because you might see it here, yeah, you have this white line when bending a card. And how you can fix that if you just take a red pen and just paint over these white spots, and then no one will be able to spot it. That's what I did here. So yeah, there were these white spots on the middle line, and I just drew them over with a pen, and works fine. So yeah, that's basically how to make your own flapped card, which works perfectly. Put it in a performance and yeah, use it to the best of your abilities. And if a friend wants to know how you made this, or if anyone asks, you can always link to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Yeah, and that's basically how to make a modern flap card. And yeah, I hope you have fun with it and perform nice with it. And please write a comment if you enjoyed, also like this video. And I'm going to see you in the next one.